was thick with dust and prayer. Forged in crusades, crowned in gold, the lions roared, the unicorn knelt, and an empire was born. On the plains of Acre, beneath a sky of fire, King Richard the Lionheart rode through the smoke, his armor drenched in the sweat of war, his banner torn by wind and arrow. Around him, the clash of steel rang like a storm of faith and fury. Then, from the haze, a roar broke the world, not of men, but of lions. 3 golden beasts shone upon his shield, their eyes alive with a ferocity older than crowns. To the weary soldiers, it was more than heraldry. It was a sign that England itself had taken form, wild, unyielding, divine. When Richard raised that shield high, sunlight caught the gold and scattered it across the battlefield. Men knelt, enemies faltered. For one breathless heartbeat, even war fell silent before the symbol of the 3 lions of England. That day, the banner was no longer a mark of kingship. It was a vow that this island, small but proud, would carry the courage of the lion to every corner of the earth. How did a coat of arms born from blood and crusade become the living soul of a kingdom that would rule the seas? Part Why, the birth of the symbol. The story of a nation often begins not with words, but with a symbol. For England, that symbol roared before it ever spoke. In the 12th century, when knights rode beneath burning crosses and kings sought glory in distant lands, Richard the Lionheart of England, the Lionheart, bore upon his shield 3 golden lions, passant guardant, walking yet watching, on a field of blood red. They were not chosen for beauty, they were chosen for defiance. Each lion told a lineage, one for Normandy, one for Aquitaine, one for England itself. Together, they roared the unity of a monarch whose empire spanned both sides of the Channel. But deeper still, they whispered of courage, a courage that would outlive the king who carried them. When Richard fell in 1199, the lions did not die. They passed from hand to hand, from crown to crown, surviving wars of succession, plagues, and fire. Edward III would later surround them with the lilies of France, claiming dual rule, a union of ambition and inheritance. The banner of the 3 lions had now become the language of kingship itself. Centuries turned, dynasties bled, and yet the lions endured, as if their golden forms guarded not men, but destiny. Then came 1603, the year of a new dawn. James VI of Scotland ascended the English throne as James IV of Great Britain. 2 crowns met, and so did 2 beasts, the English lion and the Scottish unicorn. Their union gave birth to a new coat of arms, divided yet whole, fierce yet graceful. The lion stood crowned, the unicorn chained, symbols of strength and spirit, bound by harmony. Above them gleamed the mottos of faith and sovereignty. Dieu et mon droit, God and my right. Honi soit qui mal y pense. Shame on him who thinks evil of it. From that day, the coat of arms ceased to be a possession of kings. It became the mirror of a realm, an emblem not of conquest, but of continuity. From that day, the coat of arms ceased to be an image. It became faith. Part 2.
My
The
reign
trials
begins now,
and
with the weight of
transformation.
destiny and
The
the will
coat
of the
of
kingdom
arms of
upon
the
my
United
shoulders.
Kingdom did not rest upon velvet and crown alone. It rode through centuries of storm. Its lions and unicorns, once painted in gold and glory, would soon walk through blood and doubt. In the 17th century, the kingdom tore itself apart. The English Civil War pitted king against parliament, crown against commoner. When Charles I then fell beneath the blade in 1649, his seal was broken, and with it, the arms of monarchy itself. The lions vanished from state documents, replaced by the stark insignia of the Commonwealth, a simple cross and harp, symbols of order without majesty. For the first time in English history, the lion was silenced, but the silence did not last. With the restoration of Charles II, the golden beasts roared again from palace walls. The return of the coat of arms marked more than a political victory. It was the resurrection of an identity. Yet this resurrection carried a warning. Power could fall as swiftly as it rose. Then dawned the age of empire. The lions left the island and prowled across the seas. They appeared on colonial flags, coins, and ships' prows, roaring over lands from India to Africa, from the Caribbean to Australia. The British coat of arms became both a banner of civilization and a shadow of domination. Every conquest added another crown to the lion's mane, but also another chain to the unicorn's neck. By the 19th century, under Queen Victoria, the arms expanded to embrace a quarter of the globe. The lion stood higher than ever, symbol of the Pax Britannica, the peace that ruled by canon and commerce. Painters and poets sang of it as divine destiny. Yet beneath the hymns, the world whispered of injustice, and the golden lions gleamed less like courage, more like empire. Still, through glory and guilt alike, the symbol endured. It changed shape with each reign, but its soul remained, torn between duty and dominion, faith and fear. For even in its darkest hour, the coat of arms reflected not just the power of kings, but the conscience of a nation, learning what it meant to rule the world and to answer for it. Part 3. Anatomy of the symbol. Every line in the royal coat of arms is a verse in the kingdom's unending hymn. Each beast, color, and motto carries a fragment of the British soul, half history, half prayer. The lion, strength and sovereignty. Upon the right stands the crowned lion of England, golden and unblinking, its paw raised as if to strike or bless. It is more than an animal. It is the heartbeat of monarchy, courage disciplined by law. For 1,000 years, the lion has roared not just in battlefields, but in the minds of poets and kings. It represents might under order, the paradox that defines Britain, power bound by restraint. The crown above its head is not a weight, but a halo, symbol of divine authority, believed to come not from blood, but from destiny. It guards the throne, yet bows to Parliament. Thus, the lion teaches the nation that true strength kneels before duty. The unicorn, spirit and imagination. On the left, the unicorn of Scotland rears with grace, a creature untamed, pure and proud. In legend, no one can capture a unicorn unless it chooses to kneel, and so it wears a silver chain around its neck, not as bondage, but as self-control. It embodies the Scottish spirit, fierce freedom tempered by wisdom. The lion and unicorn face each other, eternally in balance, one earthly, one ethereal. Together, they remind the realm that union is not sameness. It is harmony between fire and dream. The shield, the memory of realm. At the center lies the shield, divided into 4 quarters. The first and fourth bear the 3 golden lions of England, proud and vigilant. The second carries the red lion rampant of Scotland. The third holds the golden harp of Ireland, strings of melody stretched across centuries of pain and song. This shield is not armor. It is a map of unity through difference. Each emblem speaks for a kingdom, yet all are bound within one frame. A silent declaration that coexistence itself is the crown's greatest conquest. The crown, the bridge between heaven and earth. Above the shield rests the St. Edward's crown, heavy with rubies and legends. It is forged not merely of gold, but of centuries of vows, each gem a sacrifice, each cross a memory. It bridges heaven and earth, faith and sovereignty, reminding the monarch that the crown is not owned, only worn. The colors, light and blood, gold for glory and faith, red for sacrifice and valor, blue for truth and loyalty, white for purity and justice. These are not pigments, but principles distilled into light, a visual covenant between the governed and the governing. The mottos, words of power. At the heart of the arms, 2 ancient phrases burn like prayers. Dieu est mon droit, God and my right. The cry of kings asserting divine sanction, yet also their submission to a higher justice. Honi soit qui mal y pense. Shame on him who thinks evil of it. The guardian spell of the Order of the Garter, warding envy and corruption. It is not a threat, but a shield, reminding all who gaze upon the arms that purity of intent is the first defense of power. The philosophy, harmony through opposition. Together, lion and unicorn, sword and harp, crown and cross, they form the paradox that is Britain itself, an empire of opposites, held not by force but by balance. Its power lies not in domination, but in its ability to reconcile, to make peace between north and south, faith and reason, dream and discipline. For that reason, the coat of arms of the United Kingdom is not merely a royal mark. It is a mirror of civilization, one that dares to hold both majesty and mercy in a single frame. Part 4. The Soul and the People. Not all symbols belong to palaces. Some walk the streets, stitched into fabric, whispered in song, shining from the smallest coin in a worker's palm. The royal coat of arms, once the mark of kings, has long since descended from marble halls into the rhythm of ordinary life. It lives on the breastplates of soldiers, engraved upon the badges of police, and embroidered on the uniforms of cricketers and footballers. When the three lions' crest flashes across a stadium, the crowd roars not only for victory, but for belonging. The echo of Richard the Lionheart still thunders in every chant, "Come on, England!" In the courts of law, the arms hang solemnly above the judge's chair, reminder that even justice wears the crown, not of kings, but of the people's trust. In schools, children trace the lion and unicorn in ink, learning not just art, but ancestry. At Trooping the Color, the symbol parades through London's heart, shimmering gold and scarlet beneath the Union Jack. The lion walks with the guards, the unicorn glides beside the drums, and the old motto, Dieu est mon droit, murmurs like a prayer through brass and trumpet. The people watch, not in fear, but in quiet pride, for they know it is their star that the banners tell. Even in the songs of football terraces or royal anthems, the same truth hums beneath.
See that lion and unicorn, Lily?
That the coat of arms
They're symbols of
no
our country,
longer divides
telling stories
ruler
from
and
long ago.
subject. It binds them. It is a promise shared of courage, dignity, and endurance. From the miner's pocket to the monarch's flag, from the soldier's sleeve to the school
Look, Granddad.
child's heart, the symbol endures. Half heraldry, half
A little
heartbeat.
piece of history for
In
your
that
collection.
endurance lies the soul of the realm, a people who, through centuries of storm and triumph, have learned to stand tall beneath the golden lions and the chained unicorn, equal before the same crown. Part 5. Legacy and the Eternal Flame. Centuries have passed since the lion first roared beside the unicorn, yet their echo still rolls through the British Isles. The royal coat of arms has outlived kings, wars, and empires, but its endurance now faces a quieter test: relevance in a restless age. In the 21st century, the symbol no longer guards thrones. It guards identity. It gleams on passports and coins,
Granddad, the
carved
lion
into government
and
gates,
the unicorn.
stitched upon the
Indeed,
Queen's
Lily.
Guard,
They're everywhere,
printed on
aren't
the back of
I drew
every
the lion
official
here
document.
because it means
Yet
strength,
it also lives
and the
in
unicorn
humbler
represents
form,
the kingdom.
on the cups of tea sold in corner shops, on the crests of football clubs, on the logos of car makers who still whisper of heritage. In art, the coat of arms is reborn through new hands, painted by street artists, reimagined in digital light, carried on stages where music and monarchy meet. In politics, it stands as a question. What does unity mean in a union that trembles? After Brexit, after division, the lion and the unicorn face each other once more, not as enemies, but as reminders that harmony is never permanent. It must be chosen again and again. In commerce, the arm shines on luxury and legacy alike, a seal of trust, yet also a mirror reflecting how pride can drift into branding. Even so, beneath the surface of consumerism, a truer current flows. The symbol still whispers of duty, craft, and endurance. The same virtues that once built ships and dreams alike. And in art and ceremony, its meaning deepens with each generation. When the coronation of Charles III unfolded beneath Westminster's arches, the golden lions gleamed as if time itself bowed. The heralds lifted their banners not merely for a king, but for continuity. The belief that something sacred, though ancient, still breathes through the heart of the modern world. In this new era of glass and code, the coat of arms remains more than ornament. It is a story told in gold and silence. The tale of a people who once ruled by empire, but now lead by memory. As long as the lion and the unicorn stand side by side, as long as God and my right is spoken not as claim, but as conscience, the heart of the United Kingdom will never fall silent. Epilogue, the anthem of continuity. From Richard's shield to the digital crown, from parchment to pixel, the arms endures, not because kings demand it, but because a people remember.